We know when we look at the one series that KT did win against Gen.G, it was a lot off of Cuz and BDD having these heroic performances, and being able to be enabled just feels so critical. Just because he's been looked at, you know, maybe not at every given moment, but many moments for many years now as the best mid laner in the world. And now they're looking mid.
Cuz looking to gank that best mid laner in the world. Chovy flashes immediately into the flag and drag. Knocked back with the seismic shove. But his rocks become his tombstone. KT on the board for first blood.
And when you want to talk about pressure, flashing in line with the flag and drag there, I think he was maybe trying to flash over it. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to figure out what is your role within this team, right? Yep. You know, when you take players who are like the focus on a different roster and you put them all together and you build with more and more and more stars, not everyone can be the star.
One of these grubs. KT pushed in the top side. Ruler's going to answer that. Canyon looking for the flank from the bottom side. Volt Breaker onto BDD, lands the knock-up. Fate sealed out from BDD across the wall, using that ultimate just for a little bit of extra distance between him and Gen.G. Chovy coming in. BDD will dash out of the back of the pit, and KT will escape with only one of the grubs. Great smite from Canyon to secure the one that was contested, and Gen.G will get their second.
Honestly, really well played by Canyon to navigate that situation. You know, BDD had prow through mid, but Canyon just kind of set up shop, waited for him.
Valkyrie in if a fight starts sharpish. Meanwhile, the unstoppable onslaught coming out from Keen as he charges down here. The Drake falling lower, though, down to 2k. BDD jumping in just to distract. A quickness from Juro, a smite from Cuz. KT secure the Drake, and a great disengage as well, as Gen.G are the ones retreating, unable to find purchase in the fight.
And KT says thank you very much. Duro in particular has been exceptional at this as they're...
And there it goes, straight onto Dogdam. Cease and desist living as the Caitlyn falls to Canyon. Gen.G on the board in the semifinals. Peter looking to see if there's anything he can do here, but it doesn't really feel like KT want to contest right now. The cease and desist from Gen.G, they want the fight on their terms, and they kill off the Nico immediately. Nothing that KT can do to collapse.
I mean, Peter was just way too far ahead of the rest of the team, right? No one's even around him when they do engage on him.
I want to highlight as well the fact, the ability for KT to find these angles as BDD.
Weavers will fate sealed again from BDD before the neutral. Gen.G collapsed onto him. Did have to use that Weaver's wall, and now the question is, for KT, do you hit?
Oh, Peter lost flash.
Do you go for the fight? Peter, no flash, as you say. That Nico, half of a champ if he can't get onto the back line, still looking for the engage. Meanwhile, the cease and desist into the quickness combo. A double charm comes out from Duro, and Gen.G just rip the hearts out of KT.
And that play from Duro, the man that at the beginning of the year was the weak spot for Gen.G, sets up on both sides of the fight. First gets the charm, allows them to engage on the jungler.
From Gen.G, showing their class around the objectives, and just like that, not only is the advantage gone, you're now 2k behind.
Because every single member that you might send forward will just get
Duro's
blown up.
Gonna get spotted potentially here. He's still in that brush.
They don't know.
Walks into the bush, there's Juro, gets the quickness off, Weaver's wall out, and the charm follows up! KT, though, still alive. Peter yet to fall. Cuz going in with the flag and drag. Fate sealed. Flash away from Canyon. He dashes out with a Volt Breaker. Gen.G now on the back foot. The ace in the hole cancelled by the knock-up. A seismic shove onto Cuz. Keen the first to fall. Gen.G on the back foot. KT still looking to find purchase in the fight.
It's still a big win for KT, though. We'll see if they can turn it into more. Might not want to run the risk with Canyon still alive, but Gen.G overstep big time there. Picture. Otacon's going.
Otacon's already started by KT as Gen.G look to take the fight. Canyon
Peter.
not here yet. Peter! Hot Blossom goes wide. And perhaps Gen.G can look to turn this one around now as KT don't have that big engage tool. Gen.G take their turn on the Otacon. Seismic shove just short of clipping onto perfect. Gen.G still on that Otacon. Down to 3,000 HP. Cuz looking for the engagement. He's locked up. Decimating Smash doesn't catch him. In the flag and the dragon. Still forced away. Gen.G will claim the Otacon.
Peter was literally seconds away from his flash, but because he doesn't have his available, Chovy's able to flash out, and KT unable to take the Otacon and gonna lose the turret as well.
Yeah, and as soon as that ulti does not hit there from Peter, it's so tough now for KT to re-enter. Cuz wanted to stay around to see if he could find an opportunity to look for a steal.
That might be an angle, but Perfect doesn't have his flash. Stop was used in that topside play as well.
They go for Canyon. Jump on him immediately with the Volt Breaker to get himself out. The tower falls in mid. KT not really defending that mid tower for now, as KT still look to start up this Drake. Will be soul point for them. Chovy on the flank as he wraps around to join his team behind this Drake. Perfect with that equalizer. Weaver's wall, Perfect's on the wrong side of it, but can walk out towards the top side of his jungle. Drake down to 2,000 HP. Peter with the pop blossom, and a fight flowers for KT. BDD dives in. Gen.G are left routed as Ruler has nowhere to go. Flashes, but with an ace in the hole. One more bullet in Dog Dam's shot. A cataclysm. The tomb for Ruler as KT clean up the fight.
Beautiful Yone ult coming across, gets them soul point, is going to get them multiple towers here. KT with a picture-perfect team fight.
And there is the dive that was able to get KT the win when they found that best of 5, the final game.
Out here with BDD and Dogdom, if they find that good engage, they have the power behind them to knock them down.
Gen.G know the BDD isn't here right now as Ruler. Valkyrie's in. Dogdom has to flash across the wall. Equalizer down as well. The Weaver's wall from Chovy puts him on the back line. A seismic jump. Gonna cut down Perfect. Cataclysm in as KT look for the fight, but they just lock Gen.G in. And they don't have the damage. Keen on that front line. Mortal Blade coming out from BDD for the knockup. Chovy flashing forward. Chucking the rocks into Dogdam, but he can't quite get the damage. BDD finds one. Dogdam walks away wounded. Cuz dives into the middle, but they don't have it. KT routed by Gen.G. BDD locked up with the slow from a decimating smash, and that axe will make him go timber. Keen picks up the final. It's a 4-for-1 for Gen.G.
And it's the snap engage from Gen.G that gets them back in the lead, as this should be setting up for the Baron. 25 seconds until the Drake, so the timing a little tense.
Around it, Gen.G forced them back. I totally agree with you. I think KT forcing this. Sometimes you need a moment just to let everything reset. They're still on soul point. Gen.G, it's only their second Drake.
Roller coaster right there.
Yep. That's what we kind of were expecting coming in. And thus far, you know, I think we're still a few ups and downs short of Zill.
You can see Chovy, though, has his Seekers now, you know, almost on that Zonia's. Double IE has been completed, so a lot of power still there for KT. But Gen.G is just so crisp with these engages. And now that they have the run of the map, it's very difficult to surprise them.
Out here, Gen.G want to get a little bit more damage down, but I think they also know that this turret will hold on. The Chovy says no, and I grab that one as well.
Nice use of the Weaver's wall there from Chovy.
I just love how much protection there is for Ruler. You know, you see the ace in the hole coming through.
They just don't have an easy way to get it down as well. They don't have a tank to face check for the support to run behind, and they also don't have something like a Rakan decimating smash onto Cuz, caught out with that lack of vision. Keen with the roar of the Slayer finds his mark. BDD forced away towards the top side. Peter having to flash Dogdam underneath the tower. Pop Blossom from Peter will distract the rest of Gen.G. Cannon's going to go into the Guardian Angel, but the Angel's on his shoulder. Might be enough. Fate sealed from BDD onto the backline. They'll look for Ruler. Keen flashes. Get down, Mr. Ruler, as he blocks the shot from the ace in the hole. Decimating smash again. Perfect looking for more. BDD going in with a Mortal Strike 3. Tries to get onto Ruler. The damage doesn't tick. Ruler still stands. A Keen will run for him. BDD finds another Ruler down. Just the mid lane is left alive. BDD versus Chovy. We've seen it so many times over the years.
Sit up here. We do see the stall in the picture.
We gotta go live.
As they actually pulled it to try and get her as much time as possible. Kenyon's on his way.
But he's all the way back in base right now. Ping's coming out on where he is. Cuz and BDD looking for the Drake. Duro doesn't have the smite from some of the spellbook. It's gonna be sold for KT. From 5k behind, they find their priceless moment. Done by Gen.G. KT looking to call the bluff. It's already down to 7k. BDD going forward. There's the Weaver's wall. Out from Chovy. Peter lands a double knocker, but he's on the wrong side of the wall. The equalizer down as well. Will chip away at Duro. Baron now resetting. Duro down to half HP. KT on the front foot, on the offensive. Chovy looking for a flick. Doesn't land it. It's a shape splitter anyway. That clone from Peter.
That is 2 big ultimates gone though. As both the Equalizer and the Pop Blossom not available, so BDD and his team definitely taking a risk. Canyon is behind him.
Duro looking for that redemption because he's still got the quickness. They'll dive onto Perfect and they lock him down. He dies in the River of Fate. Onto the back line with the Cataclysm out as well. But Ruler still stands, taken out in the end by BDD, who's now making a swift retreat. Dogdam in the pit, caught out by Duro. The headshot. He loads another into the chamber, but he can't quite get the damage down. BDD looking for more as he sees his teammates fall. He can't find it. Gen.G somehow win out the fight.
And the Baron stayed least throughout all of that.
Insanity.
KT, one of the few downsides of that Yone is that ranged wave clear is tough. Same for the Rumble, so holding this off is tough.
Unstoppable onslaught in from Keen just to break that trap line, just to break this tower. Weaver's wall out. Perfect's going to be on the Gen.G side of it, but he's down towards the bottom of it and will be able to escape their clutches. The inhibitor tower does fall. Top lane in here below as well. 50 seconds left on this Baron. A couple of waves for Gen.G to play with.
Yeah, but it's KT holding on well. No inhibitors have fallen yet. They did lose the one tower, but only 40 seconds left on this Baron.
He goes in, and he tries to seal the fates of Chovy, but he pops a stopwatch immediately. The snapzap gets him. Cataclysm onto the backline. Gen.G have already lost their mid laner. A GA coming out for KT as they manage to back away. Gen.G lose 2. BDD wants to make it more, can't find it, but KT hold on. Teleport comes in for Chovy. KT put up a snap trap line to try and stop them. Peter has that Pop Blossom. They'll look for the Fate Seal. The Elder already down to 7,000. Shape Splitter out. Seismic Shard. Peter gets the Pop Blossom only onto Duro, but the Elder is secured, and now KT will look to turn the fight. Gen.G immediately run for the hills. Keen flashes across the Fate Sealed from BDD, trying to take out Chovy. Duro falls on the back line as KT continue to collapse. Kaz dodges the Seismic Shot, but Chovy survives. The Elder doesn't quite tick him down. In the end, a 1-for-1, but KT secure the Elder Dragon.
Be taken down if you're Gen.G, then Duro, but they are going to keep pushing. The backs are going to have to come through, and mid lane is going to fall, but the wave clear for Gen.G might be enough.
Okay, if we watch that, if we get this replay, you have to keep your eyes on the Seraph's cooldown.
For the next minute, but it's going to expire. We talked earlier about the side lane waves, the side lane towers still being up. KT have to do a slow march through this top side.
There's a 15-second period here where Gen.G do not get to contest, and I imagine KT is going to full send it towards the Baron. Now it's KT that are the ones back in control of this game. There is still a good amount of vision though. Looking at the items, Canyon has GA.
Up towards where the Krugs are.
15
if
seconds.
Gen.G want to look for it. 15 on the Elder. Baron now on the map again. Gen.G trying to step up, trying to face up against KT. The snap trap down. No autos onto Keen. Perfect looking for a flank with that Pop Blossom. The Baron down, taken by KT. Will they still look for the fight, or will they switch away, decide to back away? That's what they do. They'll reset, they'll spend their gold, and once again they'll face Gen.G on the rip.
Aggressively to try to close this game.
We're seeing there the possible TP ward put down by Duro. Note they can't hold on to the turret, but they can at least do that. Gold going to be in favor of KT, but as we're saying, we're at full builds for most people here. The Mountain Soul is firmly in favor of KT, but the Petals 37-4 here for Gen.G. Although the relative value of that experience not really gonna match up at this point.
He snaps back to his team, but not yet to reality, as KT are looking to take the first game of their first semi-final over the MSI champions. KT pushing in, Gen.G struggling to find a defense right now.
And this all coming down to this. KT on the verge of taking the first game, but Gen.G are not gonna fall over without a fight.
Keen still that meatball on the front line, but has to pop the ultimate to try and escape. Knocked up. Forced away the Nexus Towers. KT's target is Dogdam. Headshots one. The next one for Gen.G, that last bastion of defense. The cannon minion still there, seismically shoved underneath the turret. The Baron expires in 40 seconds, and again KT just playing it slow, taking it patient, snapping back again. The Nexus Tower almost down. Canyon dives in, but Peter distracts the rest of Gen.G. Canyon size a GA, but the rest of Gen.G can't get to him. They've been equalized. The Guardian Angel down on Canyon, meanwhile BDD distracting. Generation Gaming. The Cataclysm in from Kaz will build the walls of Gen.G's tomb. Gen.G taken down by the might that is the KT Coaster.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.